welcome back to That Mom. I'm so glad you decided to join me again today. Today I have a very special guest for you. I would like to introduce you to my husband, Julian.
What's up?
He's the man behind the magic.
That's right.
What I really mean is he's the man behind all my videos. So I sit in front of the camera, record a video, give him the SD card, and then it magically appears on YouTube. And I don't really know what goes on between that and that because I have no idea. But this is Julian.
You can call me the Magic Man.
And and we keep going. Did you know Magic Mike just came out?
Magic Man. I'm the Magic Man. Okay. Some of the kids call me the Wizard. But
maybe we should just start over.
No, this is great.
This is embarrassing.
No, this is great. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
I'll do editing, don't worry.
Okay. So we are going to be celebrating our 9-year anniversary on July 14th. And so I thought, why not do like a meet my husband little small marriage series. So we're going to do a couple videos together. Our first video, we're going to go ahead and do like a how we met our love story edition. So, you ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
This is intense, so get ready.
Yes. So we have been married for 9 years. We have been together for just over 10 years. 10 years. I know you're like, wow, she was like 14. It's crazy. But,
she wasn't 14.
no, I wasn't.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, so you go ahead and start.
All right, well, grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ended up in Seattle where she lives, and well, went to the same church. Actually, I met her mom first, and I just got to be honest, I fell in love with your mom first. She was my first.
She's pretty lovable.
I did fall in love with her first, but she did all the talking, and well, why don't you go ahead and tell them what your mom said?
Oh, so one day we were in church, and I was young. I was 16, I guess,
at the time
when we met. And my mom like leaned over, and Julian was on stage, and she like just was like, hey, I don't know who that is, but I think you're gonna marry that guy. And I thought she was out of her mind crazy because he looked, I didn't know how old he was at the time, but he looked to me like he was like in his 20s, like 23, 24, 25, and I was 16. So I was like, that's just creepy.
I was 18.
But he was 18. So I just thought it was funny, and I totally just kind of blew it off and thought nothing of it. And then I found out he was only 18, and I was like, okay, baby. But he was in an internship that the church had, and you can't date during that time. So it's like a 9-month internship, and you can't have a girlfriend, and you're really not supposed to like
it was terrible.
fraternize with people of the opposite sex during that time. So we obeyed, and we didn't like hang out or start dating. But then the day that he graduated from that internship, he came over to my house.
Yep, because I knew she liked me, and I knew that she was way too pretty for me, so I was trying to lock it down as fast as possible.
So we started dating.
It's true.
So we started dating that day. That was June 5th of 2005.
Wow.
6505.
Holla.
So we started dating then. I was 17, right? Yeah. I was 17. He was 19. And yeah.
Yep. It was crazy. I remember moving to Seattle, and a couple of my friends that I was hanging out with out there, they were like talking about girls and stuff. You know, we weren't allowed to date at the time. It was terrible. But I remember sitting down, and I had this conversation with a couple of buddies of mine, and I looked them in the eyes and I said, my wife is in this church. I knew it. Like, everything inside of me was like, my wife is in this church. And, you know, I might have had my eye on you already, but
better.
Just might have. Just might have.
So we started dating, and then we went to college, and like I guess like 6 months after that, so we dated. So we started dating. He left for a month to go to Africa on a mission trip that he had already had planned.
Yeah.
And so we started dating, and like a week later, he was gone for a month. So it was kind of nice though. I mean, as much as I wanted to spend time with him, it was cool that then we had even like more time to just like become friends and just talk on the phone, and kind of really, it was our last season that we would be alone, because then of course when he came back we dated and
Yep.
got engaged 9 months later.
Yep. moved to Dallas.
Yeah.
While dating. Both of us went to Bible college out there. Just dated during the whole time, and it was crazy. And I remember both of us were working at the Buckle, and you know, the annoying Buckle people. They won't let you get through the store without making sure you
Yeah,
sell
he's
something.
totally one of those annoying people.
I am. I worked there for 3 years. But we got it. We had no money. Just trying to get through school. Barely. We had one car sharing. She lived in the girls' dorms. I lived in the guy dorms. And I remember just us saving every penny we had to just buy that ring. And it was just this little tiny ring. And we saved all of our money and put it all together. And let's talk about the actual engagement.
Oh yeah,
that
okay,
was.
so we lived in Dallas and I had just turned 18. So we got engaged in March of 2006, and I knew he had a ring because obviously we had pooled all of our money together that we were making, so I knew he had bought the ring. He came and picked me up, and I kind of knew that this is where it was going. He blindfolded me, and then I knew for sure. Well, he got lost. So I'm like blindfolded, and we're not from Dallas, and so he's driving around the city, and like I am completely blindfolded. And at one point he gets out of the car in Dallas, and there's like certain areas that like you probably like just shouldn't like leave someone in a car alone, blindfolded, like probably anywhere really. So he left me alone in the car at a gas station, blindfolded, while the car was running with the keys in it. So later we were like, anyone could have gotten back in the car and just drove away, and I'd have been like, where are we going? Or people probably thought he was like kidnapping me. I don't really know. So he got lost. I think we finally got there like an hour and a half later. It should have taken like 20 minutes, but I got there
Max.
an hour and a half later. We get there, we stop. He comes over to get me out of the car. He hands me something in the car and says, don't move. And I'm like, okay, so I'm holding on to it. He opens the door, I get out of the car, and I like bump my arm or something.
Like
the ring was in a rose, and I like bumped the rose, the ring clinked on the ground, clink, clink, clink. And all I'm saying is, my ring, just get the ring. Like I didn't care about what was going on with me. So we got the ring. And it was still sweet. He had to carry me because I had like these heels on, and there was like a bridge, and they were getting stuck in the bridge. So he keep putting my hand in your face.
I like it. It's okay.
He had to carry me across the bridge down to this little. There's like these big. When I say it now, it sounds like so cheesy and silly. Like these big like concrete teddy bears. They're like
concrete teddy bears in Dallas.
Concrete. And
if you're from Dallas, you probably know what I'm talking
Teddy
about.
Bear Park.
Teddy Bear
Park. He like, sat me down on one of the teddy bear's laps. See, sounds totally weird. And got on one knee and asked me to marry him. And I was like, heck yes!
She said heck yes.
And then we were so, I don't want to say poor, but we just didn't have a lot of money. So we went to Jason's Deli and shared a baked potato and got ice cream cones. And that's what we did after
we celebrated.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I remember, we're out there by ourselves. We have no money. We're doing all this stuff. And when you're in love, nothing else matters. Like, you're going to do whatever you can to just make sure that you stay and you're with the one that you love, So for us, that was such a monumental, it was crazy. It was an awful engagement the way I did it because it's a story to be told for ages.
Yeah.
Men, do not cover your woman's eyes and drive around and get lost and go in circles because she will get sick. But it was fun. It was exciting, but love is what it's all about, and you do what you can and you make it work. No matter what kind of position you're in, 2 poor college students, and here we are today with a beautiful family, beautiful home, great jobs, and I'm just so grateful, So
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. So then, after that, we got married 4 months later.
Yeah.
So July 14, 2006, right? Which is crazy because I'm like, it's 2015. That's just crazy. So we got married. I was 18
babies.
and he was 20, and people thought we were
Pregnant.
crazy. Pregnant and crazy, which we were not pregnant. Probably a little bit crazy, yes, but we always say young, dumb, and in love. Like we just didn't know that it would be, like we didn't know it would be hard. We didn't know it would be a big deal. We wanted to get married. So we got married, and I have not regretted it at all. Well, maybe like At first, I thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like once or twice. She would leave your dirty underwear all over the floor and play too many video games when we were first
I've
married.
never had dirty underwear on the floor. It's never happened.
But
see, what I did was I was just trying to make you feel like you had something
to do. Yeah, because it wasn't like I was working full time making dinner.
So I was trying to,
yeah,
give you something to do when you got home from work. That's all.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was good times though.
So we're going to be making a few more videos in our marriage series, and we would love to hear from you what you may want to hear, if you have any questions. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and maybe the little bit ugly, and just kind of sharing our real life marriage with you, and just kind of where we've come from, and just how much the Lord has worked in our marriage, and how 9 years in, we are beating the odds these days. You know, so many young couples don't stay together, and how much we love each other more every day. And we really hope that you'll join us again, and that through these videos you'll be able to find some encouragement. So make sure you join us next time at That Mom, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you later.